Detective Kong GIBM races through the neon-lit streets of Seoul, his every nerve on edge. He's been hunting Argos, the city's most ruthless criminal syndicate, and tonight he's closer than ever. But as he closes in, GIBM doesn't realize that he's the one being hunted. Chaos explodes as masked men invade his home, shattering the illusion of safety. In a heart-stopping moment, GIBM is forced to watch as his beloved wife is murdered before his eyes. In an act of pure cruelty, his attackers gouge out his eyes, plunging him into darkness. Days blur into one another as GIBM wakes in a hospital bed, haunted by loss and betrayal. The world believes he killed his own wife. Stripped of his sight, his badge, and his reputation, he's a broken man with nothing left to lose. But just as despair threatens to consume him, a mysterious figure appears. Dr. Choi Gun-chul, leader of the clandestine organization known as RUGAL. Choi offers GIBM a choice: remain a victim or become a weapon. With nothing left but vengeance, GIBM agrees. He is whisked away to a secret facility where RUGAL's technology gives him a second chance. Through a harrowing and painful procedure, GIBM receives cybernetic eyes sleek, high-tech implants that restore his sight and grant him abilities beyond human limits. But regaining his vision comes at a price. He must become part of RUGAL, a covert team of enhanced operatives, each with their own scars and vendettas against Argos. Training is brutal. GIBM is pushed to his physical and emotional limits by team leader Han Tae-woong, who doesn't trust the newcomer and isn't shy about showing it. Song Min-ah, another RUGAL agent, watches with a mix of skepticism and empathy, recognizing the pain behind GIBM's determination. Flashbacks of his wife's murder haunt him, threatening to derail his progress. But GIBM clings to his anger. It's the only thing keeping him going. Meanwhile, Argos, led by the cold-blooded Hwang Duk-gu, learns that GIBM is alive. The syndicate tightens its grip on the city, and the stage is set for a deadly game of cat and mouse. Meanwhile, GIBM and his new RUGAL teammates Daewoo, Mina, and Gwangchul receives their first assignment from director Choi Gun-chul: infiltrate a high-profile wedding to steal illegal donation money being laundered by Argos underboss Ko Yeon-deok. The mission is tense from the start. As the team arrives at the lavish hotel, GIBM uses his bionic eyes to scan the lobby for threats and targets, while Mina deftly swipes a VIP access card needed to reach the restricted subbasement where the illicit transaction will take place. Mina and Tae-woong encounter armed guards at the elevator, forcing them into a slickly choreographed fight. When the elevator itself is missing, Tae-woong uses his cybernetic arm to grab exposed electrical wires, lowering both himself and Mina into the shadows below. Meanwhile, GIBM's focus wavers when he spots Dalho, the man responsible for his wife's murder and his own blinding. Consumed by rage, GIBM abandons protocol and pursues Dalho in a high-octane motorcycle chase through the city. He eventually corners Dalho and beats him mercilessly, only stopping when Tae-woong and Mina intervene. This outburst blows the team's cover, and Argos leader Hwang Duk-gu begins to suspect that GIBM is still alive. Back at RUGAL headquarters, GIBM is reprimanded for jeopardizing the mission and temporarily loses access to his enhanced vision as punishment. Locked in his room, GIBM is forced to reflect on his actions and the consequences of letting vengeance override discipline. Realizing he cannot get revenge alone, he recommits himself to RUGAL's mission, studying his teammates' enhancements and weaknesses, and returns to training with renewed resolve. A man named Kim Dae-shik turns himself in at the police station, claiming responsibility for the murder of GIBM's wife. During his interrogation, Dae-shik sets off a bomb, creating chaos and demanding to speak with GIBM. With Detective Yang's help, GIBM and Gwangchul abduct Dae-shik for questioning. In a chilling scene, Dae-shik admits he was only following orders and, before GIBM can extract more information, triggers a self-destruct implant in his head, killing himself in front of a horrified GIBM. Kong GIBM, still reeling, retrieves the strange implant from Dae-shik's forehead immediately sensing it's no ordinary device. The RUGAL team brings the implant back to headquarters for analysis, with Director Choi recognizing its advanced and dangerous technology. This discovery sets GIBM on edge, as he wonders who is behind such lethal enhancements and what Argos is truly capable of. Meanwhile, the Argos syndicate is in turmoil. The previous chairman's sudden murder has left a power vacuum, and Choi Yi-won, recently widowed, is thrust into the role of Argos chairwoman. She faces immediate threats to her authority, most notably from the ruthless Hwang Duk-gu, who is eager to seize control. The episode shows Yi-won fighting to assert her position, even as Duk-gu maneuvers in the shadows, making it clear that Argos is as dangerous to itself as it is to RUGAL. Back at RUGAL, Director Choi tightens his grip on the agents, emphasizing strategy and the mission above all else. He keeps the team on a short leash, pushing them to operate with precision and discipline. GIBM, still haunted by his wife's murder and the recent events, struggles to keep his emotions in check. His teammates Taewon, Mina, and Gwang-cheol begin to rally around him, especially as Director Choi's leadership style grows more demanding and less tolerant of mistakes. The RUGAL team is dispatched on a new mission, tracking the origins of the deadly implant. Their investigation leads them into a confrontation with Argos operatives, resulting in a sharply choreographed fight sequence that showcases the team's enhanced abilities and growing cohesion. During the mission, GIBM's cybernetic eyes are unexpectedly shut down by Director Choi in the middle of a battle with Duk-gu, leaving him vulnerable and nearly costing the team their objective. This moment is a turning point, as it forces the team to adapt and support each other under pressure. Amidst the chaos, personal dynamics within the team begin to shift. Song Mina, GIBM's former police partner, is especially vocal in defending him, while Taewon and Gwang-cheol's camaraderie with GIBM starts to deepen. Kong GIBM is unsettled after realizing that Director Choi can remotely disable the enhancement, questioning whether RUGAL's leadership is truly on his side or just using the agents as expendable tools. Meanwhile, Choi Yi-won, now the chairwoman of Argos, is consolidating her power. She faces pushback from Hwang Duk-gu, who is not only ambitious, but also increasingly unpredictable. Duk-gu orchestrates a violent demonstration of his authority by ordering the public execution of a traitorous Argos member, sending a chilling message to both his enemies and allies. Back at RUGAL HQ, Director Choi tasks the team with a new mission: investigate a series of mysterious disappearances linked to illegal human experimentation. The team splits up. GIBM and Mina go undercover at a shady medical clinic rumored to be a front for Argos's black market biotech operations, while Taewon and Gwang-cheol track down a scientist who once worked for Argos. GIBM and Mina pose as a desperate couple seeking miracle treatments. Inside, they witness firsthand the clinic's horrifying practices. Patients are being injected with experimental nanotech, and many don't survive. GIBM's bionic eyes record everything, but their cover is blown when a doctor recognizes Mina from her police days. The two fight their way out, barely escaping with evidence of the clinic's crimes. Simultaneously, Taewon and Gwang-cheol corner the rogue scientist. Under pressure, he reveals that Argos has been perfecting a new generation of neural implants deadlier and more controllable than ever. Before he can share more, Argos assassins storm in, leading to a brutal fight. Taewon's cybernetic arm and Gwang-cheol's enhanced strength turn the tide, but the scientist is mortally wounded. With his dying breath, he warns them that Argos plans to unleash their new technology on the city soon. Back at Argos headquarters, Yi-won and Duk-gu's power struggle intensifies. Yi-won tries to outmaneuver Duk-gu by offering a truce to a rival gang, hoping to build an alliance against him. Duk-gu, however, anticipates her move and sabotages the negotiations, making Yi-won look weak and isolating her further. The episode gives us a glimpse into Yi-won's vulnerability. She's not just a cold-blooded leader, but a woman trapped in a deadly game, forced to make impossible choices to survive. Returning to RUGAL HQ, The team presents their findings to Director Choi. He's alarmed by the scale of Argos' biotech operations and orders the team to prepare for a direct assault on one of Argos' secret labs. GIBM, however, is distracted by a new lead. A blurry image from his bionic eye footage reveals someone he recognizes from his past, possibly a mole within RUGAL or the police. He keeps this information to himself, determined to investigate further. Argos unleash their upgraded neural implant on an unsuspecting test subject in a grimy warehouse. The subject transforms into a near uncontrollable weapon, hinting at the chaos to come. As GIBM stares at the mysterious image on his monitor, he realizes that the fight against Argos is not just a battle of strength and technology, but a war of trust and betrayal, one that could cost him everything. In a dreamlike sequence at the police station, GIBM's artificial eyes begin malfunctioning. His vision distorts, showing faces that flicker and blur, symbolizing his internal struggle with his new identity and trauma. Despite this, GIBM remains determined to hunt down Argos and uncover the truth about his wife. GIBM confronts Hwang Duk-gu, the ruthless Argos leader responsible for his wife's presumed death. In a brutal fight, GIBM forces Duk-gu to reveal information about his wife's whereabouts, but Duk-gu refuses to cooperate. However, GIBM's AI eyes detect a video on the dark web showing a woman who looks exactly like Yeo-jin, his wife, alive. He shares this shocking discovery with his teammates Tae-woon, Mina, and Gwang-cheol, igniting hope and new determination. Meanwhile, Tae-woon, Mina, and Gwang-cheol strategize ways to trace Yeo-jin's location. Their investigation leads them closer to Argos' inner workings, but the syndicate is also aware of the threat. Choi-young sends men to the police station to eliminate Duk-gu, but Duk-gu kills the attackers, demonstrating his lethal power and cunning. Yeon, the new Argos chairwoman, visits Duk-gu in custody and questions his intentions about turning himself in, but he warns her to stay out of his plans, hinting at deeper schemes within Argos. The RUGAL team manages to bring GIBM and Yeo-jin, who is revealed to be alive, but in a fragile state, back to their headquarters. Bradley helps repair GIBM's malfunctioning AI eyes and tends to Yeo-jin, who is unconscious and recovering from her ordeal. Director Choi Gun-chul meets with the team and reveals the truth about the night GIBM lost his eyes and Yeo-jin was declared dead. He instructs Detective Yang to sedate Yeo-jin to keep her safe and maintain the illusion of her death, protecting her from Argos' reach. Yeo-jin, frightened and distrustful, escapes from the hospital, prompting a desperate search by Gun-chul and the team. Despite their efforts, Yeo-jin remains elusive, adding emotional tension to the narrative. Parallel to these events, GIBM's AI eyes begin to malfunction more severely, at times taking on a life of their own, causing him to lose control and putting both himself and others at risk. In a gripping climax, the RUGAL team uncovers a horrific Argos hideout filled with victims of the syndicate's experiments and violence. They witness the brutal reality of Argos' operations, fueling their resolve to dismantle the organization.